Hey, good morning, guys. Today is July 24th, 2016, and you're watching today's vlog. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hey, how are you today? Hope you're having a blessed day. So today we're going to talk about why we get into relationships. You know, it's kind of a funny thing. I don't think we always think about why relationships are important to us or why we want to be in a relationship. Last night I was talking to a friend of mine and we were texting back and forth, and I was asking, hey, you know, what's going on in your life? What's pressing to you? You know, I was looking for some ideas regarding today's vlog, and I quite didn't realize quite the Pandora's box that I was opening up, and you know, it reminded me that we are all messed up people living in a messed up world. That doesn't mean we're bad people. That doesn't mean that we don't have anything to offer this world, but we are all messed up people just trying to make it through life. And we got on this concept of why we want to be in a relationship. And she shared with me a little bit about what's going on with her, which I'll talk about more at the end of the video. But it got me thinking, me personally, why do I want to be in a relationship? You know, one of the things that I try to do when I'm in a relationship is not say, man, what do I want to get out of this relationship? I try to have the attitude of, what can I give to this relationship? What can I offer the other person? And I know you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute, this is an astrud way of thinking. I should be thinking about myself, and I should be thinking about protecting myself and putting myself first. But throughout life, I realized that if we go into things saying, what can I get out of it? What can I glean from it? What is this person to give to me? I think we're always going to come up shorthanded, and I think we're always going to be hurt because we have this wrong attitude of selfishness and trying to get something out of it. So, you know, I wrote down a couple things that come to mind when I talk to people, and even in myself when I kind of do my soul searching and say, okay, hey, ultimately, what would I like out of it? And you know, a couple things that came up. The first one is closeness. And this is a strange concept when you talk about closeness. Closeness can be anybody or anything from just somebody to talk to at the end of the day, or basically a physical hug, or just having somebody around. I think a lot of times when young people think about closeness, they're thinking about sex and about physical contact. And you can have closeness without any of that stuff. The second thing is to be needed. You know, this is a kind of a strange concept, but as people, we do need to be needed. We want to be needed. And needed and closeness are two different things. And this whole needy thing, I've heard many of my male friends say, oh my gosh, you know, I'm with this girl and she's so needy. And sometimes my male friends are like, I don't want to be with this needy person. I want to have my own freedom. But it's okay to be needed. And it's okay to want to be with somebody that feels needed. Me personally, when I am with somebody, I like to be with them as much as possible. There's no such thing as, well, I just want to have a weekend relationship or a weekend girlfriend. To me, it's not like that. I don't mind being with them. The third thing is, maybe you're with somebody for merely physical pleasure. And I know that's a sad concept to think about, but there are people that are in relationships for no more than that physical need, that physical pleasure. You know, as a Christian, I'm saying, I'm telling you, that's probably not the way you want to go. And if that's the only thing that you are getting out of the relationship, you may really want to evaluate things, because at certain times in our life, that's going to end. And let's say you're with somebody for many years, and that's the only reason. There's going to be a reaching a point in your life where, you know, that physical pleasure is going to be put aside, and then what happens to the relationship? And the fourth thing is acceptance, and this is a big one. A lot of times people are with other people because they just want to feel accepted. They just want to feel that they can be loved. Maybe they don't even love the person. They just feel that all the other relationships have been meaningless, and they just want to feel accepted. And that's the reason what keeps them there. So I was trying to think about this concept of being in a relationship that you are not getting what you feel that you really want out of it. And I was trying to come up with an idea that really that really emulates that. And what came to mind is, imagine running a race that there is no end. Let me say that again. Imagine running a race that there is no finish line. Pretty soon you're just running and running, and you're going to run out of steam, and you're going to run out of energy. And I think that's what happens to relationships, where at first it's this flurry of emotions and feelings, and then pretty soon we start feeling like we're let down and we're not getting what we want out of the relationship. And so pretty soon we feel like we're running a race that really has no end. So how do we glean from the person that we are with what is important to us? Okay, let me say that again. How do we glean what we want out of a relationship with the person that we're with? Because in many times I think we live in this quick solution kind of mentality, where this person's not giving us what we want, so we're going to just go find another person. Can we glean what's important to us from the person that we are with? And me personally, I think you can. I think first it comes through communication. One of the biggest things in my past relationship that I realized after it ended was I thought we were communicating, but we really weren't. And there was certain things that were coming up that I was not mending to, or I was not pushing and really communicating with. My philosophy was, hey, I'll give her time and it'll work out. But in retrospect, she was not gleaning what she felt she needed from the relationship, and I was not trying to communicate and trying to really get to that concept of, hey, what do you want, what do you need from this relationship? And I think that with certain exceptions, I think we can go to that person and say, hey, I'm really missing this, and and talk to the person. Because me personally, I would have done anything for her. I think in my some of my past videos, I even mentioned if she would have told me to get up and walk, I would have walked the next day. I would have found a way to get up and walk for her. And I think if we truly love each other, many times we have this philosophy, and I think a lot of people are the same way. They truly love the person they're with, and they will do what it takes in order to help the person glean what's important to them from the relationship. So what happens if we enter a relationship and those things are not being provided? I mean, I kind of touched about that, but do we just give up? Do we just throw up our hands? In many ways, I think we need to also do some soul searching and find out what's really important to us. What we think is important to us and what may be really important to us are two different things. A lot of times people say, well, hey man, he's just not around. He's just really not there for me. Okay, is he physically not there for you? Or is he emotionally not there for you? Is he not a person, or she is not a person that can really communicate? I mean, there's no way they can communicate? Or is there more of an underlining issue that's going on? So I do believe people can change. I do believe that things can be adapted. And I think that with the right communication, we can overcome and not have to jump in from relationship to relationship. Because I think we will jump in from relationship to relationship through our entire life, hoping and searching for something that really may not be even able to be found with another person. It's really within us that we need to figure out. Those demons inside us that we need to work out before we can look to somebody else to help with those demons. And maybe that's it right there. Maybe we're being unfair to everybody else around us, and it's our own demons that we need to address, and we're putting too much emphasis and too much pressure on other people, when really it's us that needs to be dealing with those issues before we can even look to somebody for assistance and help. With that said, I do believe a relationship is about a partnership, is about helping each other, whether it be emotional or whether it be physical. I think I shared this with you guys in the past. Being in a wheelchair and being in a relationship is a very humbling experience. In many ways, it brings a relationship to a different level, some ways and some good, some bad. One of the things, and I'll just, be a little open today and share with you, when me and the last person I was dating would go out, there were certain meals that I needed help with, like soup. I can't stab soup with a fork, and so it took me a little bit to accept her help, and this kind of changes the relationship. In some ways, I was under the impression that I was a burden, and I was considered myself as grandpa that couldn't feed himself, and and I know that in some ways that kind of was I'm not saying a bad thing in the relationship, but I'm sure in some ways she looked back and said, geez, do I really want to be with a guy that I have to help him with certain things, and then even meeting people. One time I met a woman, went on a date with her. This was years ago, and she said, hey, you're a really nice guy, but I'm looking for somebody to go skiing with. Skiing's really important with me, and I'm really looking forward to that. And to me, I didn't think that was a bad thing. You know what I told her? I said, hey, I'll be at the bottom of the ski hill cheering you on and holding coffee to warm you up, okay? To me, I saw a way around it. To me, I saw a compromise. I didn't have to be on the slope with her, but I could still support her. And a lot of times I think people get away from that in a relationship, as you may not find the exact person that's going to fit every need that you want or everything that you want. So what can we do? We can adapt and we can overcome. So let's get back to my friend that I was speaking about in the beginning of the video. One of her concerns was she was very happy in a relationship. Great guy. She tells me about him all the time. Heck, he sounds like somebody I would want to date if I was a woman. But one of her difficulties is she is stepping out of the relationship for physical pleasures. And it got me thinking, is it really physical pleasures, or is it something that is lacking, that's underlining? Other words, is she using the excuse for physical pleasure to step out of the relationship? Or is there something greater that's going on? And the fact of life, I can't answer that because I'm not in her shoes. But I can tell you this. Communicate with your partner. Whether it be physical relations, or whether it be emotional, or whether it be spiritual, communicate with the person you are with before you just call it quits. And you're probably saying, well, I have been communicating. I have been talking to them. Okay, are you communicating or are you talking to them? There is a big difference between communicating with somebody and just talking to them. We can talk to somebody, we can talk to them, but are they hearing us, and are they understanding us? A lot of times when we think that the person is really understanding us, they are really not understanding us. We're not communicating in a way that they are really getting it. I can remember in the last relationship, I can look back and see now that there was things that she was communicating with me that I was not understanding. Okay, she was using verbiage, but it was not getting through to my head. I wasn't comprehending it. And sadly enough, she left the relationship, and now I get it. Now it's a little bit too late, and it's always going to be too late. I've learned some lessons. I know what I'm going to do different next time. But isn't that the funny thing? We always say, well, I'm going to do something different the next time, or I'm going to do something again the next time. You think I would be an expert at not having a relationship fail. You think I would have all the answers because I'm 40, and this is I hate to say it, but the fourth failed relationship I've had over my years. And you think I would have all the answers. And the fact of life, I don't. So let me encourage you to do this. Last final words here. If you are in a relationship and you are finding that you're thinking, man, I'm thinking I should leave this person. Maybe there's something greater. Maybe there's something better out there. And you truly love the person. I can remember her saying, man, I really, really love you. I really love you. Man, if you truly love the person, then work it out. Then communicate with them. Sit them down, tell them exactly what's going on. If she would have told me that, hey, I'm thinking about leaving you, holy cow, I would have done whatever it took to make it right. And I'm sure the person you're with is probably feeling the same way. So before you walk away from the relationship, communicate with them. Give them an opportunity to fix what's broken. And if they can't fix what's broken, then ask yourself before you leave, are you being too unfair to them? Are you asking something that nobody can fix, nobody can do? And if you then reach the point where you're saying, well, hey, this person just is not the right person for me, then do what you need to do. Because when it comes down to it, we have one physical life here to live on this earth. And I am the first one to tell you, even though I'm brokenhearted, if you're not with the person that you've given opportunities to and you've tried to work things out with, and in your heart you know that's not the person, then do what you need to do to fix that. I'm not telling you to live an unhappy life. I'm not telling you to go through and be in a relationship that every day is a horrible day. And I understand that there's situations where there are bad relationships, where there are abusive relationships, that you do just need to walk away. Yeah, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the relationship that you're in, that you're having some difficulty with, and you're thinking about, maybe I should just walk away. So I'm not telling you to be unhappy, but I am telling you to communicate and try to work things out. So anyways, hey, thank you so much for tuning in today's vlog. I really appreciate you guys' support. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my videos. Share this on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you share videos and pictures. I really appreciate your guys' support. Have a blessed day.